Hi, my name is Sharon Smith, and I have the ability to see angels. But I wasn't born with this ability. It's something I developed later on. And how that happened was that I read a book a few years ago that was written by a woman who was born seeing angels. She was born with that ability. And my takeaway from this book was that I wanted to do it too. I thought this would be a lot of fun. So I went about asking to be able to see them in some very specific ways. And I incorporated a number of mind-body tools and techniques that I'm an expert in. And it worked. It didn't take very long. And pretty soon I was seeing them all the time. It has been one of, and continues to be one of the most rewarding and rich experiences of my life. But not very many people knew I could do that. It was a thing that was just for me. I didn't talk a lot about it. And all of that changed on September 15th of 2021. Because really, really early that morning, a whole group of angels woke me up. It was still dark out. It was hours before sunrise. And they wanted me to get up because they wanted me to recreate that work that I did to be able to see them and put it in video so that other people could see them too, so that you could see them too. So this isn't really about me, it's now about you. So I did, I got up in the dark and they were talking and more angels kept coming in and coming in. It was a big crowd. And I listened to them, I asked questions, and I made myself a cup of coffee and sat down in the dark in my living room, and I started to get excited about it. I thought, okay, this might be a really fun thing. I could do this. I certainly remembered how I did the work. And then I had the question. I said, okay, but what if it doesn't work? And they said, well, what if it does? It worked for you, didn't it? And I said, well, yeah, but what if it doesn't work? And they said, okay, Sharon, you have created already hundreds of videos that are out in the world, and they're designed to help people release different types of pain. And you have reached hundreds of thousands of people with this work. And I said, yeah, I have. It's a cool thing. And they said, do you expect that every single video you create will help every single person who sees it? And I said, no, of course not. I don't have that expectation. My job is to sit down and to do my very best to create that piece of work that will help the most people. That's my job there. And they said, okay, that's your job here too. We want you to create this work and trust us to do the rest. And I said, okay. I'm starting to feel a little better about it. But, you know, this is a really weird thing you're asking me to do. I don't know that anybody's ever done anything like this before. And the internet may just roast me over this. People might say some really mean things about it. And they said, yeah, they might. That could happen. But here's what we want you to understand. Here's what we want you to know. And then they showed me in a beautiful movie that played both in front of and behind my eyes how the world would look if lots and lots more people could see angels and be able to work with them, and how the world would change. Because angels were created to help us. It's why they're here. And through them, we could become and begin to see ourselves for who we really are. Because that's a pretty cool thing. We actually are the embodiment of love. And this was a really moving thing to see. And it still kind of gets to me a little bit, just remembering it. So all those objections and all those worries I had just all of a sudden were irrelevant. This was such a big thing with so much potential benefit that I knew I had to say yes to it and do it. And they helped me. Angels helped me. They're here right now helping me with this. So I created the work, and they were the ones who set how many times a day you'd need to do it. It's 2 short videos. It doesn't take very much time, and you're to do them 3 times a day. And they set the length of time at 21 days, 3 weeks. So every day, 3 times a day for 3 weeks. And they also set the price at $27. And there's a longer video where I talk about how they determined that price, because it's really, really interesting and kind of a profound thing. And I would encourage you to watch it. But I'm not going to talk about that here, because this work is created in here for you now. It's ready. And angels want you to know that they love you in a way that is really indescribable. And they love you right now, all the time, always and forever, whether you see them or not. And that will never change. They love you. And they're waiting for you. Will you say yes to this? They're waiting.